They told her to sit down to rest, to let the younger ones handle it. But when four Marine helicopters tore through the sky and landed in formation, the entire base went silent. Because they hadn't come for a drill, the morning had started like any other at the rural Virginia medical clinic. Nurse Rebecca Ashford arrived early, her gait uneven, her left leg dragging slightly with each step, a permanent reminder of a life she'd tried to leave behind. No one asked about it, and Rebecca never offered. Anonymity was safer. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Dr. Patterson made the comment that changed everything. A multi-vehicle accident on Route 29, critical injuries inbound. The clinic was mobilizing everyone. Rebecca reached for her bag when Patterson's hand touched her shoulder. Rebecca, maybe you should coordinate from here. The terrain out there. With your league, double quotes, the implication hung heavy. You're too slow. Too broken? A liability. Within minutes, the team was gone, leaving Rebecca standing alone in the empty break room. What no one at that clinic knew was that 15 years earlier, Rebecca had been Lieutenant Rebecca Ashford, a Navy flight nurse with call sign Angel 6. She'd flown into combat zones, pulling Marines out of hell itself. She'd run through gunfire, performed chest compressions in shaking helicopters, held dying boys while their blood soaked through her uniform. Her injury had come during her final mission in Helmand Province. The helicopter took fire during extraction. Rebecca shielded a wounded Marine with her own body as shrapnel tore through the aircraft. She saved his life. The damage to her leg was catastrophic. 3 surgeries later, she could walk, but flying was over. She'd moved to rural Virginia to disappear, to become ordinary, to never again carry the weight of someone's life in her hands. But the universe had other plans. Rebecca was restocking cabinets when she heard it, the deep thump-thump of rotor blades. Not one helicopter. 4. The building shook as 4. Marine CH-53 Super Stallions descended toward the clinic's rear field. Kicking up storms of dust, Rebecca's breath caught. She knew those birds. She'd flown in them, bled in them. The helicopters touched down in perfect formation. Marines poured out, not in combat gear, but working uniforms, carrying equipment. Then a figure emerged from the lead helicopter. Colonel Marcus Hayes, her former commanding officer. He was scanning the building, searching for someone. The clinic director rushed outside, and Hayes showed him something. The director's expression shifted from confusion to shock to awe. He pointed directly at Rebecca's window. Hayes walked toward the entrance, flanked by officers. Behind them, Marines unloaded. Construction, equipment, and medical supplies. Patterson appeared beside her. Do you know what this is about? Rebecca couldn't speak. Hayes entered, his boots echoing through the hallway. He appeared in the doorway, and when his eyes found hers, he smiled. Angel 6, he said simply. The staff gathered, confused, some filming. Patterson looked bewildered. I'm sorry, who? Lieutenant Rebecca Ashford, Hayes interrupted. One of the finest trauma nurses ever to serve. Call sign, Angel 6. 3 tours, 47 lives saved in direct combat. Silver Star recipient. Rebecca felt her face flush. Sir, I don't understand the accident on Route 29. One of the vehicles carried Lance Corporal David Morrison. You might remember him, Private Morrison, Helmand Province. 2010. The kid you shielded when that RPG hit our bird. The room went silent. He's critical, Rebecca. But he regained consciousness long enough to ask for one person. You, he asked for. Angel 6. Rebecca's hand went to her mouth. He'll live? Thanks to you teaching him that no injury is final until you stop fighting. Hayes pulled out a tablet showing blueprints and equipment specs. But that's not why we're here. We heard your clinic was being defunded, that you were losing your trauma wing, that this community was about to lose critical care. Rebecca stared at the plans. So we made calls, Hayes continued. The Marines you saved went on to successful careers: construction, engineering, medical, supply. They've been looking for a way to pay it forward. He nodded toward the window. Those weren't just Marines. They were contractors, engineers, medical professionals, all veterans, all ready to work. In 72 hours, this clinic will have a fully operational trauma wing, state-of-the-art equipment, all paid for, staffed by volunteer veterans, dedicated. In your name, because you taught us that you don't leave anyone behind. Rebecca couldn't stop the tears. Sir, I don't deserve. You deserve every bit of this. Hayes' voice cracked. You saved Morrison. You saved 46 others. And when these people told you to stay back today because of your leg, they had no idea they were talking to someone who ran toward danger on a leg full of shrapnel because a kid needed her. Patterson had gone pale. I didn't know. Now you do, Hayes said. He turned back to Rebecca. Will you help us build this, Angel 6? Will you let us say thank you? Rebecca looked at the Marine standing ready, waiting for her answer. She thought about the years she'd spent hiding, about seeing her limp as weakness rather than evidence of sacrifice. On one condition, she said, we make this about the community, not me. Hayes smiled. Respectfully, ma'am, they need both. For the first time in 15 years, Rebecca stood straighter. The limp was still there, always would be. But now, walking outside to meet the Marines who'd come to honor her, she walked with knowledge that some scars aren't weaknesses. They're proof you showed up when it mattered most, because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits. And it finds its way back. And sometimes it arrives in 4 helicopters, carried by the people you saved when you thought no one would remember if this moved you. Drop a comment and subscribe because there are more stories like Rebecca's waiting to be told.